an official instruments tier list. These are all the instruments that I know, and I just found on a tier list. So let's just get the video started. So I have no idea what this is, but I have heard of it before. I think it's like playing the keyboard and you're stretching it out, and it can make different sounds depending on how far you have it stretched out. I think it's the instrument. To be honest, I think it's an okay instrument, but it's not the kind that you'd see typically in bands playing. So this is gonna land a spot in the C tier. All right, I think that's a violin. Then we're gonna say this is a violin. Violin is a good instrument and probably one of the most important instruments in the orchestra. I mean, all the instruments are important, but violins are like everyone knows what a violin is. It's so oh, oh, the first thing that they'll think is when they see you play this thing is, oh yeah, that's violin. But I think it's just too high pitch, like the E string guys. It just sounds like if you have sensitive ears, you shouldn't play this instrument. And plus, going up there just sounds like nails on a chalkboard. Let's get to B though. All right, banjo. I believe that's a banjo. I can't tell so much, but that's a But banjo, I'd say it's okay. It's an okay instrument. And I've personally would not play this that much, as I don't play banjo really at all because I don't have one. But it does have its ups and downs. This is gonna be a spot in the C tier. All right, I think that's a bass. Yep, that's a bass. So bass guitar to be exact. So this instrument, I like playing bass a lot more than I do playing like a normal guitar, but it's just that bass guitar is like people say you really use a pick on bass guitar, which I can see why. I have played bass guitar before. I didn't play like in a band or in an orchestra or anything, but I have played a bass guitar before, so don't worry. I think it's okay though, but it's really good, but way better than both these. It's this spot in the A tier. I think that's an oboe. No, this is an oboe. I don't know what this is, but I'm just gonna put in the never heard section. All right, drums. Drums are probably one of the best instruments ever, and they're probably the most important. If you guys play drums, you can get into many bands, because lots of bands are looking for a drummer. And I have a friend that plays drums, and he's in like 2 bands. You can go check out his channel. I'll link it in the description, but I believe drums are one of the most superior instruments ever. This is get a spot in the S tier. Alright, bass clarinet. Now, bass clarinet is the clarinet you want to play if you like low notes and you don't want to hold something that's way easier. To be honest, I really don't think bass clarinet has a big purpose in many bands. Now, I know lots of bass clarinetists out there are probably going to be very mad at me that I'm not putting it in the B tier or the C tier, because I just think that if the count for bass clarinets is so low, and I know last year there was only one bass clarinetist in the band, and this year now that I'm out of school, there was only one bass clarinetist again. It's just you're gonna be alone, and it's so sad. So I'm gonna put it at the D tier. I can't give it the F tier because it's still a good instrument. Clarinets. Now this is what you play if you like the recorder, which I don't even think recorder is on the list. Which is thank God. I would have given that a frickin' trash tier. Here, damn. But clarinet is something that's like similar to the recorder order. So it's gonna go the same place. So it's gonna go in the same place as the bass clarinet. All right, piano. Piano is probably the instrument you played as a kid, most likely. My town has pianos out every June. Like towards the end of June, they pull out pianos that you're free to play. Because guys, if you don't know this, if a piano is on the side, is at a store or just outside in the open and it's open, like the top is off, you are free to play it. And it's pretty nice because then that means people who play piano can actually go out there, and it's one way to play the piano for free, to be honest. I'd say it lands in a spot in the A tier. Alright, this is contrabass or double bass, or the bass in orchestra. I personally think, not even personally, I believe this instrument is so good. I played it for like the last 2 days of school that I had advisory left. I went to the band room and played contrabass, and I used a German bow, which lots of my friends, they already know what that is, so I don't even need to say anything else. I don't know. It just gets an S, guys. It just gets an S. It's one of the best instruments. I have no idea what the hell this instrument is. I'm just going to put that right there. All right, oboe. I have not heard oboe being played in many bands or orchestras, but I think it's a good instrument. The lowest note it has is like G sharp 3, I believe. But I think I don't know. I just haven't heard it that much to give it a rating. Alright, this is French horn. Yeah, French horn. My music teacher, well, not even my music teacher, my choir teacher actually played French horn when he was in band. And I believe it's a good instrument too. But you're gonna be alone again. Yeah, I'll give it but I'll give it a C. It's okay. Hey. Alright. Bagpipes. Bagpipes are probably the worst instrument I've heard to be played like outside. Eat it. And it sucks. This is gonna get another D. You guys are surprised. I'm surprised, guys, that I haven't put anything in the F tier yet. Alright. This is, I think, an African drum. These things are so easy to play. It just, the thing that makes them hard is counting. Literally. You could play it literally with just your foot. And I know it's like, no, dude, there's way more. You gotta get faster and faster. And that's the thing. It's just counting based. I think it's personally one of the easiest instruments that you can play. And it's because it's easy. It's probably one of the worst ones out there. I believe that this instrument is so simple. Maybe if you get two, and then you have to do like a fast rhythm on one hand and a slow rhythm on the other hand, that's when it gets hard. But typically, you're only going to have one of these African drums, because I believe that's what it is. And I know and guys, I am from Africa, but I've not heard this because I wasn't there for long enough to actually hear this instrument. It's just, I guess, I don't know. It's just I really just feel that this instrument is just a joke, and literally anybody can play it, just as long as you can keep counting at the same time. I know there's math involved, but it's just getting a F. Ugh. I have no idea what the hell this is at all. I don't even know. Oh, I can't even tell what even it comprehends. I don't know. It's just, I haven't heard it. I think this is electric guitar. This is one of the best instruments too. I believe it's a great instrument and probably one of the other important instruments, such as bass guitar, which is in the A tier. You guys might be surprised, but guitar is actually another really important instrument. I'd say bass is more important than guitar, but I think guitar is easier to learn than something like the violin. Because you could play a recognizable song in like 2-3 hours, and violin could take you like two weeks to even get like the third note down. It's just getting an S. Tuba. Tuba is the instrument again. I'm just gonna say this again. Tuba is the instrument you play if you want to haul around a heavy instrument like a double bass. Tubas are so big. Like, I don't even know what I've not seen one in person. I've seen a baritone, but it doesn't have to haul it around. It's not as heavy, but a tuba is just so big. I can't even think about how hard it would be to play this kind of instrument. Like, imagine just like carrying it. Like, you gotta go play at like a recital or whatever, like a piano recital, or I don't know. It just is really heavy. I'm just gonna give it a D. I was wrong, guys. Recorder is on the list. Recorder is the instrument everybody had to play in grade school. Maybe third, fourth, or even fifth grade. Some I think might even play it in second. I played it in fourth grade, guys. It was like, I don't even remember anything from playing it. It was so bad. I'm not even joking. I was so close to wanting it to literally break my recorder. I hated it so much because it wasn't like playing a real instrument. I know recorder is an instrument, but it's not the kind of instrument you gotta start out with. You gotta start out with something way more complicated, I guess. Maybe piano, but then again, little kids would probably not even learn the piano. I believe that when I first played the viola, because I've been playing viola, guys, for like 4 years, but I think that I should have been playing that at the start, like back in fourth grade. Lots of bands and orchestras start in like third, fourth, or fifth grade. You can start your instrument earlier than that, but I can't. It just would take too long. I'm giving a F. I have had these instruments. So like whistle tubes or whatever the hell you call them. I don't know. I have not heard of them. All right, this is a flute. I think. Yeah, that's a flute. Flutes are basically the high-pitched version of recorders, clarinets, and oboes. You hold them in a funnier way, which I find that to be really annoying. Because with clarinets, you hold them facing you, going forward. Flutes, you face up to the left, and you have to reach for the notes. I find it very hard to play flute and to play recorder and to play something else like a oboe or a clarinet. But it's still a great instrument. It lands itself a spot in the B tier. Alright, I don't know what that is. Okay, this is acoustic guitar. This is the version of the guitar if you don't want to be able to plug it into an amp, or you just don't want to plug it into an amp. This guitar, I guess is what I'll say, is just a monstrosity. It's just so big too. Like, imagine trying to haul around this guitar. I know it's made so that way you can just play on the go and it's like loud. Because guys, if you've ever played electric guitars, they are so quiet when they're not plugged in. But acoustic guitars basically are the electric guitars that don't have to be plugged in. And they're still a great instrument. I'll put a spot in the B tier. I have no idea what the heck that is. It looks like a 24-string bass. There's actually a video on YouTube, guys, for that. Alright, harmonica. This is another, like, I would say meme instrument, where basically you play it to just be funny. Recorder is sort of that way too, but recorder everyone had to play that. This one, not everyone has to play it. I personally like it, but I don't play it that much. I have one, but it's not that good, I would say. Hey, to like play in like, I would say, guys, this instrument is not good to play in like a band or an orchestra. You will not be playing this, so you won't have many chances. So it's just gonna get a spot in the C tier. All right, harp. Harp is probably another instrument that you won't be getting to ever in your life until like high school. Harps are just incredibly expensive. I believe that they are just like the string version of, both of them have strings. I don't know why I'm saying this, but any high-pitched instruments, a harp is basically the string version of a piano. So it's gonna get a C tier. I have no idea what the heck that is. I'm just gonna put it there. So this is a bent over banjo, I guess. I have no idea how that would sound. I don't know what that sounds like. Alright, I think this is like a xylophone thing or whatever. I would say it's fine. No, not F. I'd say it's okay. I'll give it like a D. So, okay, this is like a air piano where basically when you blow into it, it will change the pitch of the keys and you can play every key and depending on how much air you use. So, this instrument, I'd say, again, it's like a meme instrument, so I'll just give it like a C. I think this is an organ. No, this is a church piano. Bro, why the heck did you put a whole church in a piano? No, I don't know. Alright, grand piano. I have no idea what the difference is between this piano and this piano. Maybe that piano is taller. I don't know. This instrument, I have no idea what that is. Is that, look, wow, I have so many instruments I have not heard in my life. Alright, this is, I think, alto maybe, but saxophone is a good instrument. It's probably the version of clarinet if you want to be able to bend over. So it's gonna get a D. Baritone sax, maybe, I don't know. So this instrument too, I'm just gonna give this a D. I have not heard that one. I have not heard any of these variants. Oh, sorry, not D, C, not C, D. Alright, what is this? What? What the heck is that? Is that a chainsaw with a bow on it? I'm just gonna give that an F because it just looks bad. And what is this? These are all instruments that just shouldn't exist. I'm giving that one an F because it looks deformed, like a deformed French horn. Oh, this is steel drums. This instrument is amazing, and you can play it with your hands, I believe. No, you have to use drumsticks, and the way that I believe it is like the deeper the hole is, guys, the lower the note will be. If you just do a small hole, the note will be extremely high. I believe it's a great instrument. I'm gonna give it an A. Alright, a synthesizer. Synth is another very, very good instrument, and people are gonna be mad at me because I'm not putting it in the S tier. Now, while this is a good instrument, it kind of is a way to cheat your way into playing like piano and stuff. So I'm gonna give it a B. Is this just a radio player? Yeah, it is. I have no idea what that sounds like. Neither do I have the. All right, triangle. This is another easy instrument. This is like an African drum, except you don't need to even think about it. Literally anyone with no experience, who has not touched instruments, who has not even heard of the word music in their life, can play a triangle. A literal triangle. This is one of the easiest instruments known to humanity. Yeah, it's so easy. I'm repetitive, I know, but I can't stress how simple this thing is. Alright, I don't know what the difference is between this trombone and this trombone. Oh, it's the way you make it. So I think that this way shouldn't be a thing, and this way should be a B. Alright, trumpet. Trumpet is another great instrument. I personally believe it's probably one of the best instruments ever. I'm gonna give it an A. Alright, this is baritone. Baritone is the better version of a tuba, so I'm gonna give it a C. Alright, ukulele. Ukulele is the instrument you play if you do not want to play guitar and you don't want to play bass, and you want to have strings out of the right order, out of order. I think this instrument is so bad. It just hurts my mind to think about it. I have not heard this. Alright, cello. Cello is the underestimated version of bass. I'm gonna give it an F. No, you know what? Fine, guys. Fine. I'll give it a D. It's just such a low instrument, but it's just the way you play it is just so weird. It's like it's like playing the bass except smaller and feels so sketchy. Alright, viola. Viola is one of the best instruments ever, and I'm mad at myself right now for doing this because I'm not playing the S tier. Now, while viola is a good instrument, not lots of people will know about it, and people know more about violins than they do violas. So this is gonna get an A. Your vocals, you already know it beats everything. Alright, and marimba or whatever, I'll give this a D. Alright, this is my tier list. As you guys can see, this is a very accurate tier list of instruments nowadays. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.